Okay. All right.
After watching some guides on YouTube, um, I'm on a bit of a win streak now with Demon, but I'm not even happy about it because the game's in such a bad place. The way that you win is to build for book phase, which is the last part of the game.
Uh-huh.
Means that you can win in the book phase, you can win convincingly, and you can win easily, like I have been, but you need to spend half an hour getting there. And book is like the most boring part of the fucking game because you stop fighting the survivors, you just attack a stationary object.
Yeah, that's kind of weird to me because I don't think we have ever gotten to book phase and then lost a fight when we've been playing as Survivor. Like, that's like
Right.
for all intents and purposes, you've won.
Because what demons have to do building to that point is they've got to boost the shit out of their tankiness for their units so that they can just ignore the survivor's damage and then just womp on the fucking book. But sitting there and being like, wasting 10 minutes during map section phases because I can't find the fucking survivors and I'm not getting them to use any of their equipment at all because I can't fucking find them and they're farming the entire map. So then finally we get to objective phase where there's only two of them. So thankfully they didn't split cap, but I managed to get them to use all their stuff, but like I haven't done anything remarkable at all in that point. The only time I actually downed any of the fuckers was actually in book phase. And it's because the demon I'm playing has such strong AoE attacks that as they're all just grouping up on me and I'm hitting the book and I'm hitting them too, so then they just die. I thought it was so fucking stupid. I'm sitting here like, really? I'm playing for this and like it's winning and I'm winning, but this is so pointless and dumb. Like I'm not even having fun.
Do they call
Ugh.
that a Pyrrhic victory?
Yes.
1 second. 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm back.
Just a big time black for me, dog.
Send a special thanks out to my therapist. He's been helping me a lot lately. Queensbridge. So, other than that, how's your day been so far?
Eh, pretty much garbage.
The flag is flying at half-mast today, huh?
Oh, yeah. As is tradition, died on the same day as Alexander the Great. Rest in peace, King.
I'm kind of surprised we're able to have records of things like the day that Alexander the Great died.
Well, it's somewhat of a guess. It's either today or tomorrow. But they know that it was somewhere around the 10th of June, or maybe the 11th, the 9th or the 12th. Somewhere around this time period.
Odd. And those things break after like 3 hits. Jesus. So worthless. I wish I would stop carrying that shit. Hey, just kill me. Not a homosexual or nothing, but Kobe was naked.
It was the weirdest fucking thing.
On our test
Good
was
lord.
so crazy that when he did shit like that, people didn't even really like think anything of it, because it wasn't any crazier than like 800 other different things that Ron Artest did every single day.
What an absolute lad.
Hey Santi, what college did Aiton play for? I'm wondering if maybe there's some sort of like Northwest connection where they think they can brainwash their fans into liking what they did because of maybe Aiton played for like, did he play for like Gonzaga or something like that? I'm just trying to figure this one out. Okay, I need... Arizona? Okay, not really then. That can't be the argument, anyway. Like maybe if he can play for Gonzaga or something would make sense. Oh my god. Dude, my teammates are useless. Look at them just running around back there. They're not helping me. They're not attacking. Like, oh my god, you guys suck. Okay, just kill me. Yeah, just fucking kill me, dude.
I completely understand that feeling, man, let me tell you. Also on a huge win streak in my team, I decided to say screw it, I'm gonna completely revamp my roster and start over. And holy hell. Number one, having an offensive juggernaut as a center, even though he's not actually scoring for me, just the threat of that completely revamps the way the defenses play us. I got Patrick Ewing, and is really helping me out. And the absolute biggest game changer I got, Shane Battier. Putting him in at shooting guard. Holy fuck. This dude has made such a difference for us. He by himself has been responsible for 14 wins since I picked him up.
Are you playing the like shot clock at 10-second mode?
Yes.
Okay, so you figured out basically how to get around the fuckery.
Yes. Defenses were just absolute juggernauts on me. I couldn't get past them. And a big part of that was because Steven Adams' offense, it's not busted because he has amazing shooting stats, but it doesn't matter if he has amazing shooting stats if the game won't let me hit an open shot with him. Whereas they actually respect Patrick Ewing more, even though I ironically can't hit a fucking shot with Patrick Ewing either. But Shane Battier's shot release is one of the fastest, if not the fastest in the entire game, and he is absolutely lights out. He's hit 4-pointers for me. He's the only person who's actually done that. Like these. Actually, winning's a strange sensation, but we're pulling it off.
God!
Ewing actually makes a jump shot, and the Knicks win an important game. That is still my favorite. When they did Clerks the Animated Series, they actually got Charles Barkley to voice himself.
He needed money at the time, I guess, for all the gambling.
Probably.
Makes sense. Good for him.
Also, I think they got Grant Hill to voice himself, too, when he did which is one of my favorite lines in any show ever. Which is, guys, they gave us $5 whole for breakfast this morning. I wish this trial would never end. That was a very hilarious moment. Why would you just bail him out like that? God. I wish I could turn off the AI teammates' tendency to reach in, because it almost never works. Like 5 out of every 1,000 possessions you actually have at work. Most of the time it just bails them out with a reach-in foul.
Why didn't I shoot? The fuck?
Oh, do you have the Master Sword now?
I'm working on it. If I kill this guy, I think I can get it.
Now, if I remember correctly, isn't the Master Sword made out of Ganondorf's teeth?
No, I don't think so. It's made out of Link's hard, throbbing cock right after he and Zelda fucking took it instincts.
Jesus Christ! I certainly didn't expect to hear that. Good lord.
Hello, base department? Have a seat. You ain't gonna believe this one.
Oh man. Poor base department in mourning today.
So it would seem. Jesus fucking Christ. Leave me alone for 2 fucking seconds. My teammates are fucking retards. I have to fight the fucking hands again. Yes, I fucking do. Motherfucker. You know what? Fucking kill me. Jesus Christ.
I got a good meme here for you. Once I'm past this fucking spin the wheel thing, I can tell you about this hilarious nonsense. Alright, so grab my prize or whatever. Yeah, blah blah blah. So, you can get for 175,000 VC. And if you wanted to get that much, you get 1,000 VC for every full game you play that has 12-minute quarters. So every full game you play, you get 1,000. So you can either play 175 of those.
God fucking cocksucker. There we go. Go ahead.
So you could either play 175,000 of those and all the time that would take, which would be like almost... How many hours are in a week?
168, I think.
Yes, you're right, 168. So, about a week and a half, because it'd be way over 175 hours. It takes me more than an hour to play a full game, with all the clock stoppages. So, a week and a half of gameplay. So not a week and a half of playing the game, fucking a week and a half of just fucking pure gameplay. To actually get to that much, you'd have to be playing like it was your job for like a month. Or you could spend $50 to get a 200,000 VC pack. Or, and this one's my favorite, by the way, in this pack is just Invincible Larry Bird. The other way that you can get Invincible Larry Bird for free, and this one's the funniest one, is if you grind up these missions called the Trophy Case missions. For each and every franchise in the NBA, so 30, you have to do win 5 clutch time offline games using 5 players that are just from that franchise. Score an absurd amount of points with whatever franchise it is. Like, for instance, the Suns Trophy Case, score 70 points with any Devin Booker card in a game. Get 30 assists with Suns players over multiple multiplayer games. Make 33 pointers with Suns players over multiple games. Get 1 triple-double with a Suns player in a game. Win 15 triple threat offline games using 3 Suns players. Make 5 3-pointers in a game with any Devin Booker 3 times. Score 500 points with Suns players over multiple games. Win 3 multiplayer games using 10 Suns players. Get 5 double-doubles with Suns players over multiple games. Win 5 games using 10 Suns NBA Series 1 players. Get 5 rebounds in a game with a Suns player 3 times. Get 2 blocks in a game with a Suns power forward 3 times. Get 150 assists with Suns players over multiple games. So you have to do things like that for every single franchise in the NBA. And then once you've done that, you need to, you unlock Trophy Case Larry Bird. Then once you've done that, you need to score 60 points with Trophy Case Larry Bird in a game, score 30 points in a game with Trophy Case Larry Bird 5 times, get 7 rebounds in a game with Trophy Case Larry Bird 5 times, get 10 assists in a game with Trophy Case Larry Bird 5 times, make 3 4-pointers with Trophy Case Larry Bird over multiple clutch time offline or online games, score 21 points with Trophy Case Larry Bird over multiple triple threat or triple threat online games. And by the way, that's first to 21, which means that Trophy Case Larry Bird has to score all of your points. Score 10 points with Trophy Case Larry Bird over multiple unlimited games. And if you manage to do that, then you unlock Invincible Larry Bird, which you could have also done by playing for a week and a half of game time of full games to save up the VC to buy the pack, or just spend $50. That's fucking insane, isn't it?
I mean, it is a gotcha game. We already kind of established that, so it's not a surprise.
That's for damn sure. Good fucking lord.
Jesus Christ! Pull your fucking weapon out. God, I hate this fucking fight, man. Why do the hands keep reviving? I killed you guys. The fuck? Alright, I'm just gonna keep shooting bombs at them until they're all fucking dead, I guess. Degree in poetry. This is the first boss fight this whole game that's actually like a real challenge. I will say that.
I wonder what Ganon's up to.
Still an absolute banger of a video series. Dude, pull out your Thank you. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate the controls in this game sometimes. When I hold down to pull out the shield button, I want you to pull out your shield. You dickhead.
Link's pullout game is weak.
Yes, it is. Very. Okay, does Phantom Ganon have like some kind of a weakness that maybe the game isn't telling me about? By the way, there's a new Foxford that's really
I'll
good.
check it out right now. I need randomly generated numbers.
You're fucking kidding me.
Still love that retarded gorilla comic. And that hurt my fucking neck.
Gotta have me a ginger. God damn it. Well, that makes me feel great. So is it just me, or is the team quitting on service? Like, they don't seem... There's, like, no vibes in the clubhouse. Feels like they're just kind of, like, checked out on him. Or is that just me? Am I just reading into things? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the chat.
Oh.
Like, that's what it looks like to me out there right now. I could be reading too much into things. Kind of feels like that's what's going on, though. Fucking finally. It's so nice that you can now look at every single Foxford comic on one page. You don't even have to, like, tap buttons or nothing.
Yes. Yeah, David. I felt that one too. Felt that one. And of course.
Beasting, we do that all the time. We fire our hitting coach every couple years and it never gets any better.
What the fucking Christ? How many fucking times are they gonna block my shot? This is what I mean, is like there's no such thing as contesting shots in this mode. Only blocks and steals. Like, oh god. Fucking set the goddamn pick. Or they'll just give us her free fucking... Okay. That shouldn't have happened. What are you doing so fucking far away from the ball? Alright, yeah, just get out of here. Stupid as fucking shit. I should have quit instantly when I saw that their team was Gilbert Arenas, Kevin Durant playing shooting guard, Larry Bird, Dirk, and Jokic. I should have instantly quit.
It is good to see you,
Not even wasted my time.
Princess Zelda of Hyrule, and Link,
What the hell just happened?
of the Master Sword.
That's never happened before. The game just crashed for me.
Has been fully
Well, it got you out of that game, right?
I was already out of that game. I really hope that
once more.
doesn't fuck me over or anything.
Boy, this candy caper was a marvelous idea.
Great
Are you
deputy.
sure stealing candy
Thank you
isn't
so
illegal?
much.
It's perfectly legal, my chum. Then why did we kill all the witnesses?
Thanks. I merely
Wow, that's amazing! It reset my tier! Even though I was not
It's amazing that a sword can
on
heal
the
itself,
reset tier
no matter
function.
how badly
It
damaged
just straight up
becomes.
crashed and reset my tier completely. Nice man.
do more than heal.
This is the final solution of 2K once you finally understand how to
Sacred power.
defeat the cheesing AI, is
The more powerful
they'll straight up fucking hack into your system and Vegas style shut the fucking slot machine down to make sure that you don't win.
the work of a
What a meme.
goddess.
A sword that grows ever stronger. The Master Sword.
Yeah, and I got a Blue Jays fan on my Twitter feed bitching about how he's disappointed in his team. Like, oh, really? Really? All right. You do. Actually, maybe this would be better. Yeah, that's like it, David. Like, you know, shit like that. It makes me feel like nobody's really managing this team. He's just on autopilot. Like what you just suggested would make perfect sense. Would give us an advantage. Would make life easier for us. But no, it's like he just autopilots to whatever's easiest. That's what it feels like. Turn around. Aha! This might work. We're getting the Master Sword, people. Alright guys, so I'm going to get this Master Sword here, and then I'm going to take a short break. See you guys after the break, and we will continue on with more Zelda. Just as soon as I get back here.
Oh, fuck that, man. Fuck that. That is such horseshit. Inbound the fucking ball. What are you waiting on? Fucking fuck!
Link. Link.
Get me out of here.
The Master Sword. Your sword. She is the key to destroying the
Why do I
Demon
have
King.
18 advertisements on your stream page right now?
Defeated her before, but
Oh, well, that's because I'm actually taking a break. I'm stepping away for a minute, so I'm
Oh.
just letting ads run
And when
while I'm
you
not
two
doing anything.
next
Okay.
face the Demon King,
Well, you're gonna make a lot here. Add 3 of 18. Wow.
you will have my strength to help you through her. Link, you are our final hope.
Oh my
My
god,
key.
I just broke my wrist.
This
Real life?
sword reaches you in the
Probably.
future.
That's a problem. Okay, we are back. All you guys missed was I got the Master Sword. I have El Master Sordo. Anyway, what happened while I was gone for a minute there? Something weird happened?
What?
Did something weird happen while I was gone there for a second?
It was my phone.
Oh, yeah. I heard you say something about your phone, but I was too far away from my computer.
Yeah, the whole planned obsolescence thing sucks, because, like, the memory is absolute fucking shit on this thing. But it shouldn't be. It should be completely and totally fine. It's just a load of shit.
when the glow of the blood-stained moon shines.
Care about the blood-stained moon. It doesn't matter to me. Shut the fudge up.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so the Raptors have hired Darko Rajakovic as their next head coach, meaning that every vacancy is now filled and Budenholzer still does not have a job.
Which tells me the only conceivable reason for that is because he doesn't want to coach right now.
Yeah, he's taking the year off. Probably a smart idea.
Yeah, because you know what's going to happen already. The Bucks are going to shit their pants in this upcoming season. They're not going to look anywhere near as good as they have in the past. And they'll make the playoffs still, because Giannis is too good of a player to not drag them into, at the very least, the play-in. I mean, come on. But they're going to go nowhere fast. They'll probably lose in the first round again. At which point, that's when everyone has to say, okay, so it's not Budenholzer's fault that this happened, and we may need to start looking at Giannis. Especially considering Budenholzer got fired for the first round exit to a team that not only made the finals, so it's not like we lost to a bunch of shitters, but Giannis was like shooting fucking what, 30% from the free throw line in game 5.
Yeah, something not too good.
Missed double-digit amounts of free throws in the fourth quarter and overtime. In a game Miami barely won. And that's what's astonishing to me, is that the Bucks, somehow the fan base isn't criticizing Giannis for that performance. I'm sitting here and I'm all like, you know, if that was another fan base, if that was another franchise, they'd have been killing him for the way that he played. Because, I mean, imagine if the Lakers still had Westbrook, and that was a stat line that Westbrook put up. There would have been riots waiting outside of Crypto.com arena ready to lynch him. You know, and if it had been James Harden who put up that stat line, Philly fans would be trotting out the fucking guillotine, man. So how is it Giannis escapes that criticism? Especially when before the season started, you had a lot of sports analysts were talking about how Giannis was their pick, penciled in, to win the MVP this season. Considering their record, by the time of the All-Star break, fucking Shaq and Barkley were both saying they figured he'd win MVP. They had the best record this season. It wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world if he won MVP. It would have been incorrect, but
Probably better than what they did pick.
yes. So it's just nuts, you know. When the Bucks underperform, Budenholzer's stock as a coach is going to skyrocket because suddenly everyone's going to be like, you know, he wasn't that bad of a coach. He turned the Bucks around. They fired him for some shit that wasn't even his fault, and then look where they are now. As soon as all that happens, somebody's gonna be like, you know, Monty Williams got a fucking king's ransom from the Pistons. Why doesn't Mike Budenholzer make money like that?
Well, you know who else is not going to coach this year now is Doc Rivers. All the vacancies are filled.
Yeah, that one makes sense.
That's it, Maine. It's 1989. Indiana Jones and Batman are in the theaters. It's 2008. Indiana Jones and Batman are in the theaters. It's 2023. Indiana Jones and Batman are in the theaters.
Jesus Christ.
That's a pretty good one. Raptors literally decided they'd rather have somebody named Darko over Doc Rivers.
It's 2023. Doc Rivers is in the movie theaters.
Pretty good one.
He's watching a science fiction film where mad scientists made a retarded ape. Fuck, I love that one.
The only thing I'll ever respect Doc Rivers for was how he handled the Donald Sterling thing. Like, that was a very awkward situation for him, and I like the way that he handled it when most coaches probably would have just been like, no comment, no comment, no comment. La 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 la, I can't hear you.
And instead, Doc said, you know, who's really a bad owner? 9/11 Sterling. What a terrible name for an owner. Reminds me of that tragedy.
You gotta admire his ability to turn something horrible like that into a joke. You know, trying to find humor in an otherwise very tragic and unfortunate situation. Respect.
I actually saw somebody made a really good attempt at a Norm-style joke regarding Uncle Ted passing away.
Listening.
Trying to find the thing. Give me a sec.
You know, what if... You know, LeBron certainly knows how to do shit like this. What if he forces Darvin Ham out? Like, there's still time. Like, we know LeBron is more than willing to force out a good coach to get one of his boys hired. Like, they could do that and hire Zydrunas Ilgauskas as a coach or something. Or Anderson Varejao.
Okay, while I'm in the process of looking for it, this is a pretty good one. Ted Kaczynski proved what lengths you have to go to in order to get your name pronounced right if you're Polish.
Pretty good. Remember in Better Call Saul when Chuck is practicing his speech at the bar hearing? He's like, I love my brother, but Ted Kaczynski loved his brother too. And he's like, no, too sanctimonious.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. It's too bad some shitty team didn't hire Doc. That would have been funny to see Doc coach, like, a bad team. He spent the last, like, 15 years getting to coach, basically, teams that have superstars in place when he takes over, ever since the Kevin Garnett trade.
Right. Last time he coached a bad team was Orlando.
Also the Celtics before they got KG. But ever
Shortly
since then,
before, but they were still playoff.
They had a what was it?
Young Paul Pierce.
Yeah, they had Al Jefferson. He was the main thing they traded for KG.
Right.
All right, how do I get this fucking thing open?
All right, here we go. It was today, famed artist, poet, author, and philosopher Ted Kaczynski died today in his prison cell. And it's got a picture of Norm at his news desk.
I mean, that's basically what the Rolling Stone would do, right? If they were publishing a fluff piece on him.
Exactly. Some people did something.
Why wouldn't you accept? Calvin Johnson's one of the 10 best receivers ever. Why would you ever not want to be mentored by him. Like, you want to talk about a slam dunk? Nice. But I still can't find the stupid goddamn shrine. To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. Third worst loss ever for New York. Was the worst loss ever for New York was when they had to pay $11 million for the Isaiah Thomas sexual harassment lawsuit? Is that the worst Knicks loss ever?
It probably is. Actually, huh. There ended up being an even worse loss, because that was the third worst loss ever for New York. Then in 2010, the Mavs did it to them. They lost by 50.
And I don't remember that game.
Because that was the 2008 Knicks promo. So now that's the fourth worst loss ever for New York.
Rip.
Let's see what the most recent one on this list is. Okay, here we go. From the 2020 season, the Bucks blasted them off the face of the planet by 44. That's big time.
It does feel like in the modern NBA with how many threes teams take, it would be a little easier to get completely butt blasted like that. Hey, scared now. So now we got a beast to throw the ball down low to. WTF, the colored announcer for the Houston Rockets just called Tim Duncan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
One of the all-time greatest NBAB topics. I think it stayed alive for like 6 months after it got posted. The colored commentator.
For my part, I don't understand how that whole naming convention works. Because nowadays, they're really set on saying people of color. But that's basically the exact same thing as saying colored people. People was considered extremely offensive even though it was the preferred nomenclature like a few decades ago. I just don't understand it. I mean, shit, like on my dad's birth certificate, it still has the word Negro on it because he was born in 1962. Negro used to be the literal legal official term of African Americans on legal government documents. And even though that word itself has never had any racist connotation with it involved whatsoever, if you say that word to people now, they get very upset. None of this shit makes any sense to me.
You want to be the one to tell these people that what the Spanish language does?
Oh man. Which is a meme in and of itself on account of the fact that fucking, oh, we'll retire. No. Poor guy. Oh yeah, remembering what you said, I signed Fred Hoiberg.
Fred Zoidberg.
So yeah, he snuck in and got a ring there with the 2004 Wolves. What made me laugh is I forgot I had to trade for Sproul, because at the time that you start the My eras, Sproul was on the Knicks.
Yeah. Was he the guy who said he needed more money to feed his family?
I think so.
That was an all-timer.
On October 31st, 2004, the Minnesota Timberwolves offered Sproul a 3-year, $21 million contract extension, a substantial pay cut. Claiming to feel insulted by the offer, he publicly expressed outrage, declaring, "I have a family to feed." He declined the extension, and the Timberwolves offered him nothing more.
I mean, obviously it's a meme, but the money disappears really quickly when you're an NBA player. I well acknowledge that. Like, you probably only get about 40% of it because of agent fees and fucking taxes. And then you've got so many friends and family you gotta take care of. You've got to keep up with other people in the NBA. You got to buy a bunch of cars and houses that you don't necessarily need because everyone else is.
Oh boy. I'm reading on this shit. After the terms of his original contract at the close of the 2005 season, Sproul was preparing to leave Minnesota after declining their offer. His final season with the Timberwolves, blah blah, his averages. Despite declining numbers, several other teams were willing to take a bet on Sproul in 2005. However, he refused all offers. According to Sports Rush, his agent, Bob Gist, had a plan to wait until teams got desperate during the trade season and planned to sign with the team before the deadline in February. It's alleged that Gist made it clear that Sproul was not interested in any deal that included the team's $5 million mid-level exception. Just described that type of offer as a level beneath which Sproul would not stoop or kneel. Didn't really go anywhere near how he wanted things to go. From that point, things started to go downhill for the NBA legend. Lamau, this article saying that shit. According to the New York Times, Sproul was sued for $200 million. From there, Sproul was forced to sell his yacht to help pay off the $1.3 million he owed on the boat. According to court filings, per an ESPN report, his home was also foreclosed because of failed payments from September 2007 to January 2008. Today, Charles Sproul's net worth is $150,000.
Many such cases.
Yeah. Literally no one ever offered him that much money ever again. You blew it!
What did you say his net worth currently is?
$150,000.
Wow.
And his absolute peak, the Knicks gave him a 5-year. This is the one that ran out that the Wolves tried extending. That blah blah blah. The Knicks gave him a 5-year, $62 million contract.
Didn't Mike Tyson blow like $500 million in a pretty short period of time at one point?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Like, shit just happens, man.
Yeah, but it's kind of crazy to think that he went from that to now this. I'll say this for the My Eras thing. I think LeBron peaks way too fast. Because this is the 2006 NBA season. Now, in real life, it was between Shaq and Steve Nash for this season. And they gave it to LeBron this year. It's his second season. He also won Defensive Player of the Year. So I'm going to do the young player override right now. Because this shit's just retarded.
Well, in real life, LeBron had pretty terrible coaches and teammates, so I guess in a My Era scenario where that stuff goes a little bit better, he might progress faster, I guess. It's not the most unreasonable thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, he hits that level so early, and then he just stays there. So then it's like he becomes the unquestioned GOAT as he wins like 10 MVPs and like 7 or 8 Defensive Player of the Years and like every championship ever. And it's all like, that's not who LeBron is, though. massively overrating him. So I'm going to go ahead and override it because Yao played 82 games this season. I'm going to reward him for leading the league in blocks and give him Defensive Player of the Year. And I'm also going to override his MVP and give it to...
Mario Chalmers.
I wish I could see which team had the top record. Fuck it, I'll give it to Steve Nash. Oh, hell yeah, I should give it to Nash. What the fuck? 55, 42, 90 shooting. Averaging 23 points and 11 assists a game. I'll take it. And Dallas had the top record, yeah. And he's on the Mavs with Dirk. I'll take it.
Man, that would have been a dynasty. How can Mark Cuban not give $60 million to Nash and then give $73 million to Eric Dampier? How could this happen?
Because he's a moron. Because Maury is a Morion. Also, Isaiah Thomas wins Coach of the Year.
Nice
I can't
name.
stop laughing. Exactly.
I used to think my life was a tragedy, but now I know it's a comedy.
Yeah. I like this Wolves franchise, though, because Wade actually got drafted to the Heat. LeBron's on the Jazz. Boo. Bosch is on the Sonics. Lamau.
How miserable would LeBron have been in Utah?
Exceptionally. Yeah, giving it to Yao was the right call.
Oh, by the way, I sent you a DM.
I'll check it out. Oh no, I already saw that one. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's the one problem I have with my eras, Santi. You can, like, really just smack the CPU around in, like, trades for draft picks. And if you want to, you can very easily make the whole thing very horseshit very quickly. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I watched the guy who won 20 rings in 20 years with LeBron, and he was just doing, like, okay, I'll trade Wally Serbiak for the number 2 overall pick in the 03 draft and shit like that. It was like, okay, this is absurd at this point. But I love doing stuff like that where you trade players for picks and you try to set yourself up for the future. I love stuff like that, but I couldn't do it without feeling like I'm just cheating the system.
Yeah, what you gotta do is turn trades off for the CPU, making CPU trades, and then go in and override trades to make sure that certain things happen. Like, I do that. I take control of the Timberwolves when I'm not playing them like I am now, to override a trade to send them to the Celtics just cause. Yeah, Santi, the dumbest thing I've ever seen happen in my ears was the first year of my Sonics franchise. So you're going into the 2003 draft. I had the second overall pick, and the Jazz had the first overall pick. And the Jazz draft Dwayne Wade. Now, once they do that, it's now my pick. I'm the second pick. I get a trade offer. It's from the Jazz. Jazz are now offering to trade me Dwayne Wade and their first round pick next year for the second overall pick. So literally the only thing you can think of is they drafted Wade and then instantly had a change of heart to such an extent that they were willing to give up their draft pick next year just to get a do-over. Because they psyched themselves out and just didn't take LeBron. However, in my Sonics franchise, I declined the trade because that was the biggest load of nonsense ever. It was just too stupid. And I felt so bad for taking advantage of the AI like that. But I decline the trade and we move forward, and that team ends up being incredible because Andrei Kirilenko grows into an amazing three-point shooter for some reason. So does Wade. I'm in Kevin Durant's rookie year in my Sonics franchise. Wade's actually leading the league in three-pointers. And that team had Wade and Baron Davis and Andrei Kirilenko. They're all hitting their peak at the same time. They've won 3 of the last 4 championships. So, like, I hope that the GM who tried to back out of that trade at the last second got fucking fired for being a moron. Like,
Is he a bigger moron than Maury?
exactly. Like, the stupidest fucking shit, man. Just gonna back out right now. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I mindlessly simulate the playoffs, and the Jazz with LeBron just went 16-0, so LeBron could win his first championship and Finals MVP. And I'm sitting here like, this is LeBron's second season.
He hasn't even
What the
gotten all his VC yet.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck is this shit? So literally now I'm starting over just so that I can once again deny LeBron the opportunity to win end-of-year awards like this. And then I will cheese out the simulation of the playoffs just to make sure that he does not get to win a championship. I mean, good lord. Because there are plenty of players throughout history that have been worshipped by 2K. Especially Ronnie 2K, who is a Lakers and Knicks fan. So, like, why aren't the Lakers unstoppable if the Shaq and Kobe beef doesn't happen, and in just about every time you do a My Era, starting in 2002, the Shaq and Kobe Lakers never break up? Why don't they win every ring ever? Because Kobe just enters his peak at the same time and all that shit. And I'm sitting here confused because, like, LeBron hits his peak faster than Kobe does. It doesn't make sense. I'm just trying to fast forward to 2011 so I can draft Kyrie. And then I'll have to fast forward it. Man, I should probably do a different core just because I don't want to have to fast forward so many seasons of Kyrie. I was going to do Kyrie and Cat, but I'm all like, but then I'll have to fast forward through Cat's development, man.
Are you simming basically everything?
Son of a bitch. I hit too many buttons fast. Well, I'm not simming everything. What I'm trying to do is fast forward to a point where I can, like, play and enjoy myself and have, like, an amazing dominant team. Not just dealing with rookies of guys who will become incredible. I want the guys who are incredible because we've already gotten past all that shit.
JJ is ridiculous. Billy Gay. Oh, my favorite. Sir, you need to stop. There are children on board this plane.
Yes.
I don't even really get a good feeling from Castillo anymore at this point. Like, it just seems like... I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much into yesterday's game, but... Like, everything was fine last night. And then he gets a 0-2 count on a shitty Angels hitter and then gives up a home run that blows the game. Like, I don't know. I have low faith in him right now. Nothing on this team makes me feel good except for, like, I guess Julio. Julio's playing pretty good lately. No, right, guy. I never watched the Boondocks. God, all these shrines are a pain in the ass. Pain in my ass.
Oh, wow. He made the 8th seed with 38 wins this time. Matched up against LeBron's Jazz, 1st seed. Wouldn't that be just a shame if we force one a sweep?
What would that do to LeBron's legacy if he lost to an 8 seed in a sweep?
Well, let's see. I've got a better idea. Just look at the playoffs here. So LeBron averages a triple-double through losing in a sweep. A 30-point triple-double on 52, 44, 73 shooting. Jesus Christ, LeBron shooting 44 from 3. What the fuck? He was 50% on shooting for the season. What the hell is this shit, man? So it's got Rip Hamilton and Shaq on his team. Oh my god. No wonder that team is so fucking good. Literally. The Jazz roster is LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, Jameer Nelson, Rip Hamilton, and they round out their starting lineup with... Who the hell is their power forward? I can't see him. I guess they're playing this random generated player, Edgar Galloway.
Mm-hmm.
But just some guy. But anyway, that's a hell of a fucking team. Like, also got Larry Hughes coming off the bench and came in second in Sixth Man of the Year voting.
Hughes was good for a little while there. Yeah.
Yeah, Larry Hughes was actually on the team LeBron made the finals with his first year that he made the finals.
Yeah.
But yeah, LeBron and Shaq together, holy crap. LeBron winning MVP with Shaq also explains why the Lakers didn't make the playoffs.
How could the Lakers let Shaq get away?
But KG absolutely balling out in the force wins to force a sweep, shooting 62, 57, and 90. 57 from 3. I mean, that's just a meme because he only hit 2. But 32 points per game, 14.5 rebounds a game, 7 assists a game, 5 blocks a game. Absolute fucking legend. Let's rock. And now we can simulate the playoffs because I don't care who wins. All right. The... oh boy. The finals for 2006 is the Denver Nuggets against the Toronto Raptors.
What a terrible matchup. Like, what are the TV ratings for that? Like a 4.8?
Pretty bad, yes. Now, the Nuggets roster is Carmelo Anthony. Very blessed that he ended up on that team. Steven Jackson, hell yeah. Marcus Camby. Beno Udrih, I remember him. This is the big one. Ron Artest. Had a hell of a season. And they also won the Charlie Villanueva sweepstakes.
Yeah, they got a player.
Oh, and Robert Horry. Robert Horry even ended up on this team, too. How about that?
That's
now, the Raptors. Ooh, this is a really good Raptors team. They got Vince Carter still. They paired him up with Sean Marion. Oh, yeah, this is the Raptors team. They made the finals last season. And I beat this team. The only thing they did was lose Hakeem, who retired. So you have Vince Carter, Sean Marion, Hedo Turkoglu, Ronald Murray, Chris Kaman, Dante Jones, Kirk Henrik, Jason Collins, Happy Pride, Jerome Williams, Earl Boykins, and then a bunch of scrubs. Okay. But yeah, really good Raptors team. I expect them to win this. Yep, Raptors in 6, Vince, Finals MVP. That definitely would have been one of the most boring finals to ever watch, aside from just the fan bases and the low ratings draw there. That actually ended up being a defensive monstrosity of a series, where Vince and Melo both shot like absolute dog shit.
Was it worse than the 2007 finals?
More than likely. Funnily enough, Robert Horry being featured in both.
Ash Pal Blake.
Pash Pow Pake. Boo 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 boo.
I I just need to find 3 more goddamn shrines, and then I'm probably ready to go beat the game. Where the hell are the easy-to-access shrines? Why is this so hard? Guys, I'll be right back. Short break. Okay, back. Welcome back, everybody. Maybe firing that play-by-play announcer turned their season around. I don't know. Can't be completely ignored as a possibility, right? Wait, I went to the wrong tower. It does sound like there are a lot of people in the area of the organization that are kind of like not okay with the way this season's going, which is good. There needs to be some pressure put on this organization. Yeah. That was well, he didn't say that to say that we suck. He said that to say that we're not going to make a big trade because a big trade's not going to save us, which is probably correct, but it's just his way of saying, look, we're not going to do anything big. Deal with it, which, I actually think is probably the right thing to do, but I don't think he meant that in the way that a lot of Mariners fans would hope he means it.
Well, now see, here's my question. We got very soon we're gonna have the Sonics back in Seattle. So, the Seahawks have already managed to transition into the post-Russell Wilson era into looking very formidable. You hear that, New England? Formidable? No, I'm just kidding. The Seahawks, they're looking good. They got a bright future ahead of them. And they're already kicking ass. They just made the playoffs. After dumping Wilson. So there isn't any worry about a long and lengthy rebuild. The Kraken are a new expansion team to the NHL. And they too were in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. They're one of the biggest one-year turnarounds in NHL history.
Exactly. So, it's not Golden Knights level immediate success of being an expansion franchise. However, it's definitely they're a competitive team and they're good at this hockey thing. There's no reason to believe when the Sonics come back that the team's not going to be competitive. Because not only is Seattle sports just banging on all cylinders like this, but, and this is the important one here, the Storm, the WNBA team, have been very competitive for a very long period of time, and Sonics fans are going to demand that same shit from their basketball team. I say all that to say this. How much longer would the Mariners really be able to stand for being the only sports team in Seattle that's not good?
Yeah, and here's the other thing with the Sonics to keep in mind here is they are probably going to get an extremely wealthy owner who doesn't care about spending money, because most sports teams that get sold these days are bought up by people who are very, very, very rich, even by sport owner standards.
Now that I think about it, I feel like I'm speaking this into existence here. After the upcoming season is going to be when the expansion franchises are added. I think we already know who's going to coach those teams. Budenholzer's holding out, and so is Doc Rivers. Budenholzer's going to the Sonics, and Doc Rivers is going to go to Vegas with LeBron.
Oh boy, that would be a match. That would be quite the that'd be quite the pairing. I think they'd fight to the death after like the 40th game, the 30th game or so.
It'd be the perfect hot mess. However, the Sonics could potentially win the Doc Rivers sweepstakes.
Well, remember the Lakers the year they traded for Dwight Howard and they fired their head coach after like 4 games?
Yes.
I think it was Bernie Bickerstaff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could happen to Doc. Like if the Lakers, if he goes to the Vegas team and Doc Rivers is coaching the Vegas team, and they start slow, LeBron could just be like, "Get him out." That seems like something that would happen.
I believe it. I tell you what, though, man. What's the point I was trying to make about the Mariners? The fans wouldn't stand for it, and at some point you got to sit there and say, we have the only non-competitive sports team in the city. We've got to change things.
Yeah, David, Wade bought ownership in the Jazz, which to me was really weird. Like, why would he buy an ownership stake in the Utah Jazz, a team he never played for? A team he never even played in the same conference as. Like, that's like...
Probably just because the price is low.
That's more random than, like, Mitt Romney going to an R. Kelly concert or something.
Yeah, because I mean, like, it doesn't make sense in that sense. But if Wade just wants to be a part owner of a team and he doesn't care about what team, he and Gabby have money, but they're not fucking crazy rich. So it would make sense that a rebuilding Jazz team would be like...
Maybe that's why Gabby started that OnlyFans.
Oh, God. I mean, probably. Well, that's true.
So yeah, me and Snacks the other day were talking about if they added those 2 teams to the league in the next couple years, what would the divisions look like? And I was saying they should just do 2 divisions per conference instead of 4 divisions per conference. I think that would be better. It would prevent really shitty teams from sneaking into the playoffs because of divisions. Like a really shitty division produces like a 39-win division winner,
Yeah.
and they make the playoffs by default.
Right. And when it comes down to it, thanks to the play-in tournament, the 2/3 of the league makes the playoffs. If you count the play-in as being part of the playoffs. So realistically, worrying about a bad team making it isn't really something you need to consider. Just say this, if you're a division winner, but you would have qualified for the play-in by record, then you still have to go into the play-in. You're just the highest play-in seed. But I feel like the play-in's the best thing to happen to basketball in several decades, and definitely offers the opportunity to fix a lot of problems that the NBA has. Because the play-in itself, like, it's a shame Miami's not going to win the championship this year, because if they could, then they would have immediately justified never tanking again. Because not only were they the 8th seed, but they lost their first play-in tournament game. If they turned that around and won the championship, that'd be incredible. But they're still the first 8th seed since the 99 Knicks to actually make the finals.
Yeah. Also, real quick, the 99 Knicks... The 99 Knicks had 6 fewer wins than the 1 seed. That year was a car crash. Like, them getting the 8 seed was, like, pretty... Like, they weren't that much worse than the 1 seed, really.
It's things like that happen, especially in a highly competitive conference. The last time the Eastern Conference was highly competitive, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th seeds all had the exact same record, and the seeding order was determined literally on the final day of the season, and 5 different tiebreaker rules had to go into effect in order for the seeding to turn out the way that it did.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
So, you know, imagine if the team that came out of the Eastern Conference that year was the 6-seeded Charlotte Hornets. You'd be like, wow, this is the first time a 6-seed's made the finals in a long time. You could sit there and say, if they won one more game, they would have been the 3rd seed.
Like, I think the Bucks won almost 20 more games in the regular season this year than the Heat did. So, when the 8 seed beat the 1 seed this year, that was like, whoa, that's nuts.
Right.
But when the Knicks did it, it was like, that's an upset.
Right. And it's easy to say that if you just look at the record, but you know, because there's always more context going into it. Exactly what you're saying with the Knicks, that there was context there that makes that less like, oh my God, wow. But then there's also context that makes Miami beating Milwaukee here less, oh my God, wow. Which was an extraordinary amount of injuries, getting our season off to a really bad start, so that we were way better than our record in the first place. And then once we got in there, this is a team that we've met multiple times in the playoffs in the last 5 seasons, and our head coach has figured them out. And that was definitely true because we won in 5. Like, we won easily and we won convincingly. And we didn't just beat them, we then whomped ass all the way to the finals and just ran into the best team and the future upcoming dynasty that the league's seen since the Warriors.
No, Bruce Brown's a free agent this offseason. He's made himself some serious money.
You know who else is going to be a free agent this offseason?
Who?
Bruce Bowen.
Well, I mean,
Win the 51-year-old man sweepstakes.
reminds me of that tragedy.
Exactly.
I feel like if Bruce Bowen played in the modern NBA, he'd play like 25 games a year because he'd get suspended for all the others.
Probably. Google mentioned, when I Googled Bruce Bowen, said that he had a spouse. He was married for 8 years. And I look at this lady, whose name was Yardley Barbone. Bruce Bowen's ex-wife. She looks like a Karen. Like, she has a short haircut, like a soccer mom short haircut. She's got, you know, the problem glasses and everything. I'm like, what the hell did Bruce Bowen... Bruce Bowen was a millionaire fucking basketball player. What did he see in this woman? But they were only married for 8 years, so whatever. I don't agree, Big Country, because the game we won, we played exactly to our strengths. And we kicked the shit out of the entire Eastern Conference on our way here. The reason we're losing to the Nuggets is because every single team in the league would lose a 7-game series to the Nuggets. The Nuggets are the best team in basketball. You can stack anyone you want on this Heat team. They're not going to beat Denver. Denver is just too fucking good. Miami getting better would not mean that they would be able to beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets are just too fucking good. What we had in the game that we won is we played perfectly the game that we wanted to play. Absolutely perfectly. We're never going to have that again.
I mean, that being said, they would certainly be better if they swapped out somebody like Lowry for Dame or got Siakam instead of...
Right. And I completely agree with you, and I would love for us to do that. However, I'm not going to see that happen and be like, that's it, that's what we needed, now we're going to beat the Nuggets. Absolutely not, no. We'll probably go right back to the finals and get our asses whipped again. Because we're already better than any other team in the East. With all the injuries, we still convincingly kicked the shit out of everybody we went up against. And every other team in the Eastern Conference is only getting worse this offseason because they all blew out their coaches to replace them with even worse people. And plenty of them are going to start going through rebuilds or, thanks to the salary cap situation, not going to be able to keep guys together. So, you know, Brooklyn's done. and Jaylen Brown because they're not going to be able to afford to keep him.
Or they can massively
And
overpay him.
if they massively overpay him, then they're going to have to blow somebody out of there because his salary cap's just not going to be able to keep that team together. Plus, you know, they really need to go in a different coaching direction, and they're not. And that is really going to come back to bite them in the ass. We already know that the Raptors are long-term done. Getting rid of Nurse is kind of like the signal that the championship days are over. It's time to rebuild. I've already said what I think is going to happen with the Bucks. Getting rid of Budenholzer, they're going to get a lot worse now, and I think that a lot of guys who, you know, they already won a championship, and the team's going to start being less competitive. They're probably going to leave. The guys like Chris Middleton may just say fuck this and peace out.
Well, I think Middleton's a free agent this offseason. He could leave now.
Yeah. So a lot of Eastern teams are just going to leave. So if Miami doesn't need to make any changes, they're still going to be able, you know, assuming that things go right for us, which is that we don't have crippling injuries. But if things go at least as well for us next season as they did for us this season, we'd still win and make it to the finals. We're just not beating the Nuggets. Replacing Lowry with Dame is a flat-out upgrade in every conceivable way. Nuggets. The problem is not our offense. The only way you could possibly beat the Nuggets is like we saw in Game 2. Jokic is going to get literally anything he wants. The only way you can win is if you somehow manage to shut down his team. We just don't have that ability right now. And it's not like Dame's just this amazing fucking defensive player that he's going to magically fucking defend the other four guys by himself. It's not going to happen. You know. So, yeah, you know, just get ready, everybody. It's Jokic time. This is the beginning of that GOAT run I was telling you guys about. You're seeing it now. No one's going to be able to ignore this shit any longer. I feel great for George Karl because, you know, unfortunately, he's not able to be the coach of this team to be able to actually reap the rewards and accolades, benefits, props, and all this kind of shit. But this championship run started with him. You know, he's the one who molded the Nuggets in the direction that they are right now, and if I remember right. Yeah, Mike Malone is George Karl's protege.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So, you know, a lot of this is George Karl's culture for the team. A lot of this is George Karl's vision for the team long term that he had. And, you know, Mike Malone's taken it to the promised land. So I feel great for George Karl that that he got to live to see this, because this is, you know, it's a lot like I would assume how it feels when you have kids and then you see them have amazing success in life. It's not your success, but to see, you know, your kid that you raised, you know, you got him there, and then you see how well he does, you're like, hey, yeah, I'm a good dad. Yeah. Just in time for Father's Day, too. How about that? Way to go, Karl. But, yeah, I mean, you know, I've been talking about it all postseason. It's my bone-deep belief that Jokic will end up becoming the GOAT. All he's got to do is just keep playing at this level, which doesn't seem like it'd be that hard for him, considering what he's capable of. And, you know, the ass he's kicking. All he's got to do is stay healthy. And if he does that, easily the GOAT, because, like, he's definitely got multiple more MVPs in him. And when you win, like, at least 4 MVPs, you're already top 5 all time.
Yeah, like, what's going to happen to Jokic? Is it going to be like, oh, he's going to lose his athleticism? He already has. Like, he never had much to begin with. It's not like he's winning because he's faster than everybody else. He's just...
Right. And people are definitely saying at this series, too, he's much better on defense than people have been giving him credit for. It's not like he's locking Bam up, but, I mean, he's not a net negative on defense. He's not a defensive drain. You know, and we've seen guys like that in the past. You know, James Harden obviously being the most famous example, but Kevin Durant especially, terrible defender for a very long time. Steph Curry is not a good defender.
He got a lot better after Mark Jackson left, though.
Granted, but at the same time, the team's defense as a whole got way better because you had Draymond's peak where he was winning Defensive Player of the Year. You had Andrew Bogut anchoring the defense. Iggy fucking won Finals MVP behind the backbone of his defense. So yes, you're correct. Once Mark Jackson left, things got better, but he was getting carried on defense. He didn't have to do a lot, you know. And that's effectively how you hide a guy on defense, is that you put him on somebody who's not going to light him up, and then you just have him focus on sending the guy towards his help. You know, defense in basketball is a lot easier to play than defense in other sports, because you have so much more help available to you than you do in other sports. But yeah, Jokic is absolutely gonna completely just keep going. We already know he's penciled in for MVP next season as long as he doesn't like tear his ACL and miss the whole fucking year. He's getting a makeup MVP because Embiid did not deserve this one. It's funny because what we've seen is that not only did Embiid not deserve this MVP, he didn't even deserve to finish in second place. Considering that the Bucks had the best record in the league, and Giannis's stats were not that much worse. Plus, let me check something here. Okay. He actually did miss a lot of games. But
everybody misses games now, is the thing, because of load management.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the problem. But, and that's the funny thing, is Jokic actually played more games this season than Giannis did. But I was going to sit there and say that Giannis should have been second place in MVP. So, Jokic, Giannis, Embiid. Now, I would still stick by that, but I'm all like, well, damn, Jokic really could fucking play 82 games then if he wanted. And then you sit there and you're like, man, that sucks so much ass. Because if Jokic wanted to, he could probably fucking play out a career that by the end of it, he'd fucking be the all-time assists leader. If only they let him play 82 games. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is.
One second.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. I actually need to step away for a little bit here, so I'm going to end the stream in a minute. I'll come back later tonight and we'll do more Zelda. Might beat the game tonight, actually. There's a pretty good chance. The only thing I really need to do at this point is prep more food, and then I don't really know what else I can do. I guess I need to find, like, one more shrine, and then I can probably go. Alright, see you guys soon.